Wonderful. Fabulous. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this evening or this afternoon or whichever Yoga with Liz, whether you're watching it now, joining us now or on catch up. Nice to see you all here. Thank you all for coming and joining our community. So today, we are going to do a session that is connecting obviously to self, yoga, union. So time for you to take time out from whatever's going on and just connect into self. So yoga, connection to self. We're going to look at tonight how to encourage courage into our lives. How do we bring courage into our lives? How do we become more courageous and release fear? So that's our set for this evening. We're going to do a slightly shorter physical set today, and then at the end of that I'm going to lay you all down into a beautiful, beautiful yoga nidra, which is a sleep relaxation. So we've also got a beautiful slice of the moon tonight, I saw, so we're just going to honour a bit of the moon as well while we're doing this, so just to draw that into your psyche. So team, we're starting on our feet this evening, and I'm going to invite you to start by just rolling your shoulders back. So deep breath in and just take some lovely shoulder rolls to start with. You can watch your elbow and your hand, and then we're going to take it further up. We're going to stretch our hand right the way up and over. Up the front, breath in, and just down. In. That's it. Stay nice and loose. Let yourself just ground into the earth. Watch your hand as it goes round and let your body just move. Again, there's no stress, no strain. Wonderful. Just as we're going around. Sorry, I'm just going to let someone in. There we go. Okay, keep going there. Wonderful. And then come back to a central position, nice and solid in your legs. And we're going to go the other side. So start just nice and gently with your elbow. I've actually got to be a bit careful on this shoulder tonight because I actually pulled it, and I didn't pull it doing yoga, obviously. I pulled it carrying that screen on my own because my husband at the moment has a broken arm. So, so just gently on the shoulders tonight. Breathing in, following the hand. Just allowing that top part of the body just to twist. Dropping into the knees, just really opening up, taking that breath in again, drawing in that breath with the movement. Wonderful. And then back to centre. Now just allow yourself a little swing. Again, drop down into the knees, just take your weight down into the knees. And we're just going to let our hands again just knock onto our kidneys. As we know, team, this just stimulates our kidneys, and that's really good that's where we hold, if we're holding stress or fear or anything like that, that is actually where we hold it, is in our kidneys. So we're just going to really gently just stimulate those tonight and just allow us just to release anything we might be holding that might not be serving us at this time. Okay, wonderful. Okay. So we're just going to come back into a standing position, and then what I'm going to invite you to do is take a deep breath in, stretch one arm up, and then we're just going to stretch it over as we exhale. Lovely, deep breath in. Again, up, and take that arm over, bend the knees, drop, scoop over the floor, and come back up to standing. So just really releasing up and over. Deep breath in. Over we go. And round you go. Really, really use that breath. You can probably hear the breath. We're going to work with the breath again, as we always do. Deep breath in. Up, over, just down and swoop against the floor. Breath in the other side. Over, breath in. Over we go, down we go to the floor. One more each side, breath in. Breath in again. Over we go, bend the knees and just sweep against the floor. Breath in. Over. One more. And down we go. And we're going to just sweep the floor. Just stay down while you're there. Just hang down in that position for a moment. Just to give yourself a bit of a release there. Breathing in, just grounding the 4 points of your foot into the floor. Letting your head hang. As we let our head hang, what we're doing is we're actually releasing stress. Opening out the backs of the legs, opening up the backs of the knees. We're just allowing the energy to flow through our body. We're opening up. If you've been sitting at your desk all day, if you've been holding tension anywhere, this is what we're doing now, is every time we breathe in, drawing in new energy, and then as we exhale, we're just releasing into the earth. So just let your legs bend, drop, just loosen down. Feel everything just draining out of your body in this position. Wonderful. And then a lovely deep breath in. As we breathe out, we're going to engage the tummy. Lift. Keep your legs bent as you unroll, and you're just going to unroll one at a time, vertebrae by vertebrae. Wonderful. Great stuff. Okay. So back to a standing position. We're going to stand in a mountain pose position. So we're just going to make sure we're nice and firm here on the ground. Take a lovely deep breath in. Shoulders up, and just drop your shoulders down your back as you extend your crown up towards the heavens. Wonderful. And then just while you're there, be aware as you're breathing, as we breathe in and as we breathe out. Every breath out, just extend your crown a tiny bit more. Tuck your pelvis slightly, engage your stomach. If you want to pull up just above your knees, just have a little bit of tension there, a little bit of active legs. Just dropping the shoulders down the back, opening the chest, shining the heart out towards the front. Open your hands up if you want to. Just choose to just draw that energy in. So deep breath in. And just relax and exhale. Again, team, absolutely no judgment. No judgment here whatsoever. Bring anything always to the mat. Come as you are. Feel you need to sigh or let anything out. Just release. And again, we'll use that word again, surrender. Surrender to this moment. Surrender. Wonderful. Okay, so just slowly bringing yourself back. So deep breath in, just open the eyes. Maybe you want to just give your feet a little move around if you've been in that position. Excuse me. And then we're just going to start off again, feet in the same position. We're just going to start off with our arms out in front of us. We're going to take a deep breath in. And then as we exhale, look at that elbow and watch that elbow take that back. If you can keep your elbow at the same height as your shoulder, Wonderful. So breathing in to come forwards, breathing out to go back. And as you're going back, the other thing you're doing is every time you're exhaling, you're actually engaging your center and you're pulling that up and in. So there's quite a lot to think about. It's quite a simple movement, but there is more involved than we think there may be. So just keep a note on that. And then hands back to the front. Now you may want to, as you start to do this, you may want to actually start to lift the heel of the foot off the floor the same side. So as you exhale, just start to lift the heel off the floor. Inhale forwards, exhale back. Wonderful. Inhale forwards. And then on the next exhale, we're going to press in, and if you can, just lift that foot right the way off the floor. So with the exhale, up you come, and you're lifting, lifting, lifting. See if you can actually watch the hand as well. You can turn. I'm just going to invite you to take a couple of slower breaths, if you can hold it up that long. I've got a bit of a wobble going on tonight. Brilliant. And then just bring yourself back to a standing position. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So we are now going to have a work with, sorry, I've just got my little list here. Yes, I thought we were. We're going to have a go, while we're looking at balance, we're going to have a go at tree pose tonight. So I'm thinking most of you are au fait with this, but we'll just do a couple of warm-ups just to get us into that. So again, standing solid on the floor, breath in. Check your position, check you're in a really lovely, strong mountain pose. And then we're just going to breathe in. And then we're going to exhale and just bring one knee up nice and slowly. Inhale, take that down. And thinking about, as we're doing this, thinking about we're engaging our core. Just thinking about balance. And as we're balancing, we are, of course, inviting balance into our lives, which I think is extremely valuable. Wonderful. And then on the next one, if you want to lift up, and just take your leg out to the side. Bring it back in and drop back down. Out. Try and keep your hips forward if you can. Just doing some little hip openers. Just go as far again. Always, always, always. This is your practice. Just as far as is comfortable for you. Okay. Wonderful. And then we're going to take ourselves into tree pose. So think about how you're going to do this. Have a little think, or feel how you're going to do this. Does your foot want to come up and rest here? Does your foot want to come up and rest here? Does your foot want to come up and rest here? What is going to work for your body? So breath in. Lift into your tree pose, however that is for you. And then when you're in that pose, what I'd like you to do is just focus on a point somewhere that will help you with your balance, and just breathing gently. Every time you breathe out, again, we're thinking about opening and expanding. So we're opening here, we're opening, 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 and just expanding out. Wonderful. And then if you're feeling, hands can be here, hands can be up. I'll leave it as yogi's choice. My leg is slipping down my trousers tonight. A good little tip is you can lick your foot. You're allowed to lick your own foot. And you can actually, whoops, that will help you rest it on your trousers. If you need to come down any time, go for it. If you want to, breath in and extend. I quite like doing the church steeple, so I like pointing my fingers up to the sky. I'm a bit wobbly on that side tonight. So anytime you drop out of the pose, no pressure. Just take yourself back in wherever it suits you. I'm going to do a slightly lower one. Wonderful. And then if you can, just relax into that pose. If you're feeling too wobbly tonight, just even pop your toe on the floor. That's absolutely fine. Breath in. Just exhale in that pose. Wonderful. Find your balance. And again, no judgment. However your balance is tonight is absolutely perfect. Breath in, drop the foot and arms down. Wonderful. Just give your legs a little kick out. And then we're going to do the same on the opposite leg. We're going to lift the leg. Take it out to the side. Wonderful. And then choose where your balance is going to be this evening for your foot this side here. So breath in. Find your space. I have no balance this side tonight, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop my fingers on something just to give me a little bit of support. That's better. Wonderful. And find your balance, however that works for you this evening. A little bit of lick on there. And just find yourself in a lovely, lovely tree pose. With every breath out, we're just thinking about opening the hips, opening the heart, dropping the shoulders down the back. We're in that beautiful, beautiful open position. If you're feeling it, breath in, and as you exhale, just take yourself into a lovely extended position. Wherever that suits for you this evening. Interesting. Again, just note where you are. There is no judgment. We're just noting where we are. Arms up extension if you choose. Whatever works for you. Breath in. And then just drop yourself down. Wonderful. Just give your legs a little shake out, a little kick out. And we're going to go into a warrior one. So we're just going to take our feet to 10 to 2, wider than hip width. Grounding, grounding, grounding in. Deep breath in. Shoulders down the back. Okay. Breath in. As we breathe out, we're pointing our foot in one direction. We're bringing this foot in by 5 minutes facing this way. And then we're going to take a deep breath in. And we're going to rotate the body to face the direction of the foot. We're going to follow the direction of the foot. Now what we want to do as we drop into warrior is we want to lift and open out again, open our chest. We're going upright here, and then we're going to drop down into our front knee on an exhale, and we're just making sure that knee is over the center toe. We're going to breathe in. We're going to take our arms up. We're going to extend those to the ceiling. Dropping, dropping, dropping down. If it suits you, choose to look up between your hands to the heavens. And just take some lovely deep breaths there. Warrior one. Beautiful, strong pose. Inviting in courage. Deep breath in. Press into that front knee. Arms down. And drop yourself and come back round to the front. Okay. We'll go straight into the opposite side. So deep breath in. Turn the foot out. Bring this foot in. We're going to turn our whole body facing in this direction. Deep breath in. Arms up and drop down into our warrior one pose. So our hips are facing forward, they're going in the same direction as our foot. If you just want to check down, just make sure your knees there. Remember, keep this leg at a right angle there. You can check it in the screen. That's one of the handy things about doing this online. And again, breathing team. You're breathing into these stretches. Always just take it to the edge of the stretch. You're never overextending anything. If there's pain, pull back a fraction. Breath in, listen to your body. Hands down. And we're going to heel toe the feet in together. Okay, I forgot to do something while we were in Warrior One, but that's okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to do it in a slightly different order now. So we're going to just turn again to the first side. So deep breath in. We're turning into that same position again. And then we'll just drop down onto we'll drop down into a pyramid pose. So we've got our legs, a nice pyramid pose here. And then we're just going to drop down onto that back knee and just put your left foot, whichever is your front foot, just put it out to the side slightly and just drop down even more here. Take your thigh down towards the floor. So you're really opening up your inner thigh of the foot that's forwards, and you're stretching out all of your hip area again. And again, this is where we're holding quite often emotions or stress. Breath in, just breathe into that. Chest forward, head forward, just looking forwards and feel that release. Something bibbed. Okay, wonderful. And then we're going to go into, we're going to take this foot, if you can, and we're just going to cross it over in front of us here and drop down onto even further. Now, if that's too much for you, there's a couple of things you can do. You can pop a blanket in there to give you a little bit of support. If you've got a bolster, you can put a bolster in there to give you some support. If you can drop down into that shape, wonderful. If not, use your equipment that you have with you. So just pop your foot over there and sit more like so. And that will probably take pressure off your knee, off your hips. If you choose to, breath in, open the heart, and then if you want to, you can drop down onto your forearms. Whatever is suiting you in this pose. Just take a few lovely long deep breaths there. Just releasing into that pose. as you exhale, surrender, 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 surrender. Just releasing out of that hip. Deep breath in. Bring yourself up nice and gently onto your hands. Start to unwind, however that works for you. Take yourself back into a 4-point kneeling position and then just drop onto your haunches. We're just going to drop into a child pose. So when we do that, we're opening out the knees. You're bringing your bottom as close as you can. Your buttocks as close as is comfortable to the floor. You're breathing out. You're extending your arms. You can drop your forehead onto the floor. And a really lovely one to do is to do the gratitude pose here. So breathe in, join your hands together in prayer, and just lift your hands, just let them sit just on the back of your head. As we sit there, as we relax there in gratitude, in thanks. Excuse me. Again, if you can draw that breath, the further down you can draw that breath into your body. Think about pulling it into your back if you can. Wonderful. And then deep breath in. Just bring your hands back to the floor. Bring yourself up. We're going to go into one downward facing dog. Just to have a little play there this evening. Walk your feet. Lift up. Drop yourself down. Take yourself into that lovely, lovely, relaxing downward facing dog. And then we're just going to take a deep breath in there. We're going to actually, tonight, we're going to walk our feet up. We're going to walk our hands up towards our feet. We're going to hang there in a forward fold. Deep breath in, engage, come up to a standing position. And then we're going to step our foot forwards and we're going to go round to the opposite side. Okay, so, whoops, a daisy. Okay, so deep breath in. Up. We're going to turn into a warrior one position. We're going to come straight down into a pyramid. Sorry, I'm just falling off the edge of the mat here. So we're going to bring ourselves down on the exhale into a pyramid position. Both legs are straight. One hand either side of the foot to start with. And then we're going to take a deep breath in. We're going to put both of our hands inside of the foot, take that foot to the outer edge of the mat and just drop that back knee. Now, if you want to in this position, if you have a blanket, if it's too strong for you on your knee, if that's difficult for you, rest your knee on a blanket or roll the mat. So make sure you are really very, very comfortable. And just enjoy that pose. A few lovely long deep breaths there. Think release, 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 release around the hips. Releasing around the hips. We're releasing around the hips. Wonderful. And then we're going to take a deep breath in. press into your hands. You can wiggle that foot over just to the inside, like so. So you're almost crossing it over in front of you. And then deep breath in and just let yourself drop, drop, drop down. Try and stay straight if you can. It's probably better to, rather than tipping back onto that buttock, it's probably better to stay straight, because then you're going to feel that lovely stretch in the outside of the hip. Again, lifting the heart, lifting the head, you're just taking that energy forwards. And then we're going to breathe in. And if you want to, again, you can do this over a bolster if you're more comfortable. If you want to, you can come back down. Anytime you've had enough of this, guys, take yourself into child pose. But if you're happy just to hang here for a moment in this lovely pigeon, extending out the outside hip, just feeling that lovely stretch. Lovely stretch and release there. Wonderful, wonderful. And then anytime you're ready, take a lovely deep breath in. Bring yourself into an all fours position. Lose the blanket if you want to. Part the knees. Let your bottom, your buttocks drop back, and just take those buttocks onto your feet. Let your belly, your head, your chest just come to the floor. Breathing in and just exhaling. Again, if you can take a nice breath into your lower back. Wonderful. On the breath out, surrender, 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 surrender. Wonderful. And then breathing in, bringing your hands up under your shoulders, knees together. Get yourself in that lovely 4-point kneeling position. And then we're just going to pop up one last time just to finish off this sequence into downward facing dog. Press into your feet, bring your bottom up onto your toes and drop your heels down. Wonderful. We're just stretching out. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And then once again, pressing into your feet and your hands, walking your feet towards your hands. Deep breath in and slowly, 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 slowly uncurl. Brilliant, team. Well done. Great job. Okay, I'm just going to move the angle slightly so we're a little bit closer in. Okay, what I'm going to invite you to do now, ladies and gents, if you have a bolster or a blanket, whichever you have, or a cushion, you may want to pop that behind you. Now, there's a couple of options we have here. So you can either use the blanket or you can use the bolster. You may need both. You may want to use both. You may want to use either, whichever works for you. Let's just come a little bit closer there. There we go. Okay. So we're starting at standing here. And what we can do here in this position is we can just put our heels on the edge of the blanket, and that is just going to support us in the next position that we go into, which is called our garland pose. So we're going to take a lovely deep breath in, and we're going to just very slowly, gently, just lower, 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 lower down to the floor. Okay, I'll give you a moment just to bring yourself down to here. Now, if you're not sure about this and you would sooner sit on your bolster, then do that. If you would sooner sit cross-legged, then do that. If that's more comfortable for your knees, whatever works for you. But the pose as is a squatting pose, like so. Nice squatting pose. And you want to be really quite comfortable wherever you are. So find yourself whichever position works for you. And just take yourself into that position. I'm just trying to get my balance here again. Balance, right? Okay. So what we're going to do first is we're going to inhale. I'm just going to drop our head. I'm going to invite you to do an inhale. And then as you bear with me. Doesn't seem right. Ah, yes, that's right. I thought so. Okay. So start with your head dropped. Inhale. Lift your head up. And I'm going to invite you to imagine you're blowing out some candles. And drop your head. Inhale. Drop the head. Inhale, lift the head. Look forwards and exhale, drop the head. We'll do a couple more of these. Inhale. One more. If you're comfortable in that position, I'm going to sit back on my bolster now. Take a lovely deep breath in. Exhale again. Drop the head and just place your hands on your kidneys. And I'd just like you to imagine now, as you breathe in, you're drawing in a beautiful blue light energy into that area, through your hands into your kidneys. Draw that energy in and just let that sink into your kidney area. Wonderful. We'll do one more of those. Fabulous. And then just bring your hands round onto your knees. And then just, if you are on any sort of wedge or blanket or anything, just pop yourself off. Now, if you do have a blanket and you want to keep that at the back of your pelvis for this next position, then please do so. You may find a bolster is a little bit high for this one. You want to be on the floor, but you may want to just have your something there just to give you a little bit of extra support. If you do have a bolster or a cushion, you can put that in front of you now for this piece, okay? So get yourself into position, and we're just going to do a little dragonfly here. If you need to pull your buttocks out a tiny bit, then do so. Again, once again, always inhale We're just lifting up, and then we're just relaxing down into that position. So you're in a really lovely open, your feet are active. These are active. What are these called? Your quads are active. It's all happening. Okay, deep breath in. And then all we're going to really gently do is just take the heart forwards. This is a real yin pose. So on the exhale, just allow your hands to rest on the bolster. Just gently breathing in. And every time you exhale, just take yourself a little bit further. So the spine is almost comfortably rounding for this one. It's not where we're extending out. We're just comfortably rounding. And then we're just going to take some lovely, long, deep breaths in this beautiful yin pose. So imagine the breath coming in. And as it goes out, you can use the word surrender, you can use the word soften, you can use the word whichever works for you. Just allow yourself to release. It's not a stretch or a push or a pull. It is just a release. We are releasing. Wonderful. Take it to wherever suits you. Nice. Deep breath right the way in. And start to bring yourself up to a seated position. Take your bolster. Just knock your legs together to the center. Give your feet a little walk. Sorry, you can't see my feet, they're doing this. Give your feet a little walk just to wake them up. I have got some more for you, but I'm going to save those for another night because I did promise tonight that we would do a slightly longer yoga nidra, and I don't want to keep you too late this evening. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to finish off this set. Just deep breath in. As we exhale, we're just going to bring one foot towards us. We're going to lift up out of the spine, lift the crown up, deep breath in. Hand down behind us. Again, as we exhale, we're just going to very gently allow that breath out to take us round. Breath in, we're going to stretch up. And the exhale, we're just going to allow that to take us round. One more of those. Again, this is supporting the center, the torso, the kidneys, not the torso, the center, the stomach, the kidney area, the stomach. We're just wringing out. And then breath in. And just release to exhale. Okay, the opposite side. Deep breath in. And bring that lovely knee. Give that knee a lovely cuddle. Beautiful knees. Breath in. Lift up. Hand on the opposite knee. This hand behind us. Again, breathing in. We're extending up. And then we're just releasing into that lovely twist. Once again, breathing in, extending up, releasing into that twist. No strain, no pulling, just a beautiful, gentle release. Wonderful. And then when you're ready, just very gently bring yourself back. Ooh, that's interesting. So if you can keep your, as I came round, I saw my leg was out here. If you can keep your leg up, wonderful when you're doing that. Thank you for noting that for me. Okay, so feet out. We're just going to knock our feet together. And I'm now going to take you into a beautiful yoga nidra relaxation. So what I'm going to invite you to do to prepare, team, is to find yourself in a really, really comfortable position. If you have a bolster, you may want to put that under your knees. If you have a blanket, obviously, please cover yourself in a lovely blanket. If you want to use a cushion under your head, then find yourself a cushion to put under your head. And we're going to do a lovely, lovely yoga relaxation. So I'll let you get yourselves ready.